Yeah, we gonna talk about it. We gonna talk about it. All right. Enough of the bullshit. Enough. Hey, yo, Lorenzo, I see you in the building. My man Renzo, he in the building. He's the first one to chat. He's the first one to put up a comment in the chat. So you know I'm gonna shout out my man Renzo D228 in the building. Woo! Now listen. I know this was a random. I didn't schedule a live. So like I always like to do, I'm not gonna waste time. You know, I'm gonna get into it. And whoever can watch the playback, they watch the playback. You know, instead of me doing a recorded video and then just post it, right? Because it's kind of like the same thing. I'm just doing the put it like this. I'm doing the recorded video while on live. You know what I'm saying? Basically, that's what I'm doing. Right? So I need to get into it. New York Knicks. You see the title. New York Knicks, right? I need to know. New York Knicks to the finals? Or do they blow it like they usually do? I'm being dead serious when I say that, right? My man DJ Harton in the goddamn building. Shout out to my man DJ in the building. I think we got Lombardi Lee in the building. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is Lombardi Lee? He's in the building? Yes, he is. My man Ishmael. Shout out to my man Ishmael. For real. Yo, Ish. We got some things to talk about. You know what I'm talking about. You better take the Knicks, Ishmael. You know what I'm talking about. You know, Ishmael still, he's faithful. He know what it is. Take the Knicks, right? My man, you know my man Low, he's in the building, right? Depending on how this live goes, what did I tell you guys a while ago, right? When football season was going on, I want to start doing lives where I have a call in, where people can also call in, share your thoughts real quick, and we get to the next caller, blah, 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 and we can have this conversation, because we want this live, I want to do something different for you guys, because I rock with you guys, right? Especially for the people that's telling me, Bfyre, stop playing. Go back live. We need you live, right? New York, baby. Now, hold on, because I don't want to sound like I'm some fan and all that.
Are you fucking serious?
Never said that. Never said that. And my voice sound, I don't sound like, well, I'm listening to it. I don't sound, but I don't know how you guys hear it. Hopefully you don't got the robot voice. But I checked it. I did a little pre-thing, and it didn't sound like that. But I need to know, people, with what we've been seeing so far, right? With the New York Knicks. Oh, man, I don't even want to say it. I can't even say it. Audio sounds fine. All right, now I feel comfortable. I just wanted to make sure you guys hear it on your end, right? I need to know from you guys, all jokes aside, are the Knicks going to the NBA Finals? My man Mike Lenz is in the goddamn building. All jokes aside, y'all, every single one of y'all, I need to know, is the Knicks going to the NBA Finals? You know what? You know they're the number 3 seed, right? You guys know about that 3, right? When I come on this live, when I go comment and everything, you hear me talk about the 3. When we over there on Lobo's platform, we talk about the 3, right? There's a lot of significance with that 3 and the 33 and the 6, right? You guys know that. Anybody that's been rocking with us knows that's not nothing new. We've been talking about the 3. You find it funny that the New York Knicks is the number 3 seed and they're doing what they're doing to the Boston Celtics? Wow. Can't be serious.
Are you fucking serious?
My man Young Mello is in the goddamn building. Bisco Watts in the goddamn building. For anybody that's gonna be new to this, I always shout out my guys that been rocking with me. I don't care. And I'm gonna continue to do it. They get the bombs. My guys get the bombs. That's it. I need to know. Because the reason why I asked this question, y'all, is we know the New York Knicks tend to always blow it. I'm 39 years of age. I'm going to be 40 in, what's today? Today's the 8th? Oh, the 8th. I'm going to be 40 on the 23rd. My birthday's coming up on the 23rd. I want to do a live with you guys, too. My birthday's coming up on the 23rd. I'm going to be 40 years old. Why do I say all of this? Because I have lived through the heartbreaks in real time with the New York Knicks.
Are you fucking serious?
You see what I'm saying? I lived it. I lived it here in New York City. Right here in New York City. I lived it. So I know what the heartbreaks are. Right? And let's just keep it, let's just keep it 100. The New York Knicks tend to blow it a lot in what round? Write in the comments, just write the number. What is the round that the New York Knicks typically, well, if you've been following the Knicks, what round do they usually blow it? Tell me. Come on now. Second round. The second round. Look at that. Look at all these twos. Grotopia, my man. Grotopia said, you going live? Shout out to him because, you know, he's the one that actually said, you going live? He ain't want to hear nothing else. Bfyre, I don't care about your damn posters on the YouTube thing. Go live. Shut up and stop commenting. Go live. Second round. Second round. Second round. Right? Lobo says, I still say Boston wins the series. This is their playoff adversity moment since they cruised last year. He has a point. So you see why I'm asking the question. New York Knicks to the finals or they blow it. Now, they can either beat Boston this round. Now they're going to the Eastern Conference Championship, right? Correct? Do they lose to Indiana again, which was the team that beat them last year, right? In a game 7, or do they lose to Cleveland? You know, Cleveland happens to be the team to come back being down 0-2 and they beat Boston, right? Something crazy is going to happen in these playoffs. It's going to happen. That's why I asked. Let me see what these comments are saying. Mello says Boston definitely wins game 3 and maybe game 4 to tie it up. What do you guys think about that? Does Boston come back? Because you already know the Garden's going to be heavy, right? Over here in Madison Square Garden, it's going to be heavy. Everybody and their mama's going to be betting on the Knicks. What happens? That's what I need to know. See, this is when it gets tricky. What does the NBA have in store for us? We need to know. What do they have in store? Grotapi says the final began on 156 DOTY, 9/11 to 156 prime. Come on now. What you think? What you think about that? Is that a sign for Knicks? DJ Horton says, I don't think the Knicks make it to the finals, but I keep looking at the 3. I'm telling y'all, look at that goddamn 3. Is it a for sure thing? No, because let's keep it 100. The 3 seed over there in the West, a.k.a. the Lakers, they lost.
Are you fucking serious?
So I know a lot of y'all's probably like, yo, Bfyre, what are you talking about? The Lakers lost. They had Luka, and y'all know how I feel about Luka. I'm so glad that happened to him. Oh, yeah, we're not done with him. I have something on a platter for him. I got something nice on the platter for him. Y'all remember the live I did about Luka won't be the face of the NBA last year? You guys was on it. You guys was in the comments last year. I bet you guys don't remember that live. All of you guys, for the most part, was a part of that live. I would think, right? I think so. I got something for Luka. I have something for him. But anyway, Young Mello says, oh, no. He says, what I find funny is Boston is the favorite to win game 3. If this was real, they wouldn't be favorite. Drop a bomb. Realistically, I'm ahead of you 2 games. If I'm ahead of you 2 games, you shouldn't be the favorite. Unless Boston's just that good, right? I had to do this live because I thought about it. Even when I went to sleep, I'm like, yo, I'm not going to lie. I don't think, especially New York, they should not. You have to calm down. First off, especially a lot of New Yorkers here. After I had got off for work, you should have saw how the streets was with these Knicks fans. I'm sorry, but expect the worst to happen very, very soon.
Are you fucking serious?
It's the Knicks, boy, and I'm not hating. But I lived through it. I don't have to go through YouTube. I've seen it in real time. Right? I've seen the shit. Gotta be careful. Grotopia says, why did the Lakers trade Luka? Oh, you mean, why did they trade for Luka? I have my thoughts and theories on that. But then, Grotopia, if I talk about that, then we just gonna breeze past the New York Knicks. I have a lie for him. I have a nice cake for Luka. I'm gonna have so much fun with that one. So much fun. So much fun with the Luka part. Right? DJ Horton says, I think it might be Cavs and Timberwolves in the finals. Does anybody agree with that? Yes or no? You can put yes or no. That's what he says. You guys can also put your final predictions in the chat right now because I'm reading all of them joints. I need to know. Money Man, wow, He also came in the chat. He's in the building. Shout out to Money Man Wow. The good brothers is here. The good brothers is here, and I appreciate all y'all. Didn't expect people to actually watch it. Instead of me doing a recorded video, I just said, yo, let me just go live as the recorded video. If anybody's watching, they not. They could just watch the playback. But my guys is here, so we gonna have fun, right? Money Man Wild says, I have Boston in the finals. Crazy to see this script. I can see Boston coming back, troll the New York Knicks fans. This is exactly why I'm making this live. This is exactly why I'm making this live, because this is what tends to happen with the New York Knicks. All the time. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying. And that's why I'm asking you guys what you think is going to happen. I don't know. Right? Nice to see you live. I'm here, boy. I'm here, man. Yeah, I'm back. I just needed that. I needed something to like make us want to talk. You know what I'm saying? He says, Young Mello says Boston minus 5.5. I'm thinking Boston could blow the Knicks out. Hold on, Mello. What do we say about that minus 5.5? Now, I'm not giving no betting advice to anybody, but let me just say this. Now, I don't want to say it because then somebody in the chat ends up doing it, and then next thing you know, they're going to say, Bfyre is the one that said it. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Remember that voice? Remember, what did I tell you guys 2 years ago? That's the voice that I hear. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. He said to take the 5.5, and I took the 5.5, and I lost. This guy doesn't know what he's talking about. Let me say this, though. Minus 5.5s or minus 4.5s, usually the underdogs is the one that, if they don't take the game, they cover the spread. Madison Square Garden is going to be a zoo, y'all. Madison Square Garden is going to be a zoo. That game is tomorrow, correct? I'm going to be around Madison Square Garden tomorrow. I'm not paying $700 and something for that game. For all that, I might as well use $700 and something to bet on the game. I'm not paying $700 and something to go inside of Madison Square Garden. Bro, around Madison Square Garden be so live. Bro, everybody can be posted up, whether you took the train or the bus or your car. You post up by Madison Square Garden, it's going to be live over there regardless. Y'all know that. You have a good time. As if you're inside the game. Right? But anyway. The playoffs been crazy. Something is going to happen. AKA Grotopia. Yeah, remember the first round was trash. It was trash. The NBA said, we got something for y'all. Calm down. We got the second round for y'all. We going to make sure y'all good in that second round. What we got? No Cavs won't make it without LeBron. You know what? You know what I find interesting? You know how we always tie football and basketball together? Because all sports usually are tied together. I've been saying that. And I'm going to keep saying that. They are tied together. I find it funny that, you know, the Cavs can possibly make some type of a run, right? It's possible. I'm not saying it's a wrap. Right? I don't know how to call the Pacers and the Cavs. I'm not. I know I just want to see. I want to see New York Knicks and the Pacers again. That's what I grew up on. What the hell? Yeah, I don't know why I did that. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's what I grew up on. So I mean, that's what I want to see. But I find it funny that you got your man Shedeur Sanders going to the Browns. Usually Cleveland always does this. They always make football and basketball interesting at the same time. You guys ever notice that? Tell me I'm wrong. I'm talking about starting from maybe the last 10 years, right? with the whole thing, Baker Mayfield. Let's get an interesting quarterback there at the same time when Cleveland is usually in first, second place. Tell me I'm lying. The whole LeBron era, Baker Mayfield was, around the team. You're right, around at that time, somewhat, right? Now you got Cleveland in first place in the East, and then now football gets an interesting quarterback in Cleveland. I always connect the dots. Y'all don't notice that? Y'all don't notice that? But yeah, anyway, Grotapia also says Knicks and Thunder. I was thinking that too. At one point I was thinking that too, but I was like, you can't count on the Knicks to win a championship. What are we gonna have? The New York Liberty and the New York Knicks to both win the championship in the same year? Y'all forgot about that one, right? Yeah, y'all forgot about that. Y'all forgot about that one. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Lorenzo says, game one, the Knicks won 108-105. That adds up to 213. In Gematria, the NBA Finals is 213. Plus, that was on Cinco de Mayo, 5-5. Timberwolves coaches 55. New York City is known to be the evil empire. I like how you broke that. I like how you broke that down. What you guys think about that? The devil was 55. Now, Grotapio, Lorenzo, what if we get the Knicks and Timberwolves? 666. Timberwolves is 6 seed. The Knicks is a 3 seed. Did y'all miss that? Young Mello says Timberwolves definitely could be in the finals. Ant beat LeBron in the passing of the torch series. I believe he could be there. I could too. I just want to know, are they going to give Ant a ring this fast? Jordan had to wait a while. 7 years, right? Something like that. LeBron had to wait. LeBron came in the league in 2003. He didn't lift the trophy up until the 2011-12 season. Right? It's around 8 years. 7, 8 years. Something like that. So I'm thinking, what, does Ant came in 2020. I mean, it's possible, right? But is it going to happen? That's what I need to know. My man Maverick 718. Oh, so you know he a New Yorker in the building. Now Maverick, hear me out, bro. Just hear me out. So you from New York, 718, right? Okay, so you right in the neck of the woods with me. What I'm saying is, Maverick, let me know if you're still there, because I know you did that comment like a couple minutes ago. New York, I'm not saying they can't celebrate. What I'm saying is you have to understand. Well, I don't think you have to understand, so you should know this. New York Knicks have been in this position a lot. And when I say a lot.
Are you fucking serious?
So you gotta understand why I tell these fans, you gotta calm down, because they always tend to fuck up when it matters the most. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Don't sleep on Boston. Because remember, this is the second round. And the second round tends to have a lot of upsets, right? So being that the second round tends to have a lot of upsets, And then the New York Knicks is once again in the second round. We have to be careful because usually this is what they do not every time, but most of the time when they go to the playoffs, this is what happens. That's what I mean. Now tell me if I'm wrong about what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? I got the comments right here and everything. Yeah. DJ Horn says, "Oh, he's from Queens." Oh, there you go, another New Yorker. He's from Queens, so he knows the deal. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. And I don't want to make this just a New York thing, y'all. But even from all of y'all that's from different places, your city or your state has been going against the Knicks. You usually know this is what happens. They always tend to do some crazy shit. But being that they number 3, I'm not gonna lie. If the Knicks win one more game, I do think they can beat Boston. If they win one more game. Now, if Boston goes and ties this shit up, you already know. Knicks tend to always blow it up. That's what I'm saying. Thank you, DJ. Melo says the Wolves versus the Thunder and the Pacers versus the Knicks. Wow, that's an interesting one. Does anybody agree with what Melo said? Young Melo in the chat says the Wolves versus the Thunder and Pacers versus Knicks, the Final Four. Eastern Conference Championship, Western Conference Championship. That's interesting. But Melo, and your name is Melo. That's the funny part. So I'm going to direct this towards you. Nothing bad, but you know what I find interesting? Melo, hear me loud and clear. Yeah, Melo's there. Melo's here. Melo and everybody else. You know what I found interesting about the New York Knicks? What if we was to get, I'm just saying, what if we was to get, I don't think it's going to happen because the way the energy is looking from the Nuggets. What if we was to get the Nuggets? This is a long shot. This is a long shot finals too. Let me say that too because I don't want people coming back saying, oh, you predict. This is a long shot. New York Knicks versus the Denver Nuggets in the NBA Finals. What if we was to get a Carmelo Anthony NBA Finals? I'm not even trying to be funny, bro. What if we was to get Carmelo Anthony NBA Finals? Tell me that. Or Carmelo Anthony Finals. And I find it funny. This is the same year when this is me kind of trolling. The same year when y'all know the situation with the black boy Carmelo Anthony, right? Y'all know about that, right? And you know, the white boy and you know, the killing and all that shit. I'm not here to really talk about that. People have their opinions on that, but I find it funny that what if we was to get a New York Knicks versus Denver Nuggets finals in the same year? We got that whole Carmelo Anthony shit. The boy, not the basketball player Carmelo Anthony, but that Carmelo Anthony. And then this also talks about retiring Carmelo Anthony's jersey, right? In Denver, but your man Jokic, he wears number 15. So it's like a lot still surrounding Carmelo Anthony in this league, whether you guys know it or not. But that's just me trolling. You guys don't really have to follow that. If that was to happen, I'll probably jump off the bridge and laugh. But that's just a reach. That's a reach, y'all. I'm not expecting you guys to believe that. I'm not expecting any of you guys to run with that. Nah. I'm just saying it would be funny if that was to happen, if we was to get Denver Nuggets versus New York Knicks Carmelo Anthony championship in the same year that black boy Carmelo Anthony. It's just, a lot of things just y'all know that. You know, and the Knicks is a 3 seed still. I always say that, like, Boston, and I'm reading the comments too. I'm reading every single one of you guys' comments as I'm talking. Boston also tends to not repeat. You guys know that. Denver Nuggets, not Denver Nuggets. Boston Celtics, they don't repeat like that. That's not really their style. You guys know that. That's the reason why I don't think I don't think they're gonna win the NBA Finals. To be honest with you, Boston Celtics don't repeat. That's the what's that? The Larry Bird days and even before Larry Bird. You know, the Bill Russells and you know what I'm saying? Like those Celtics, they tend to be, you know, dynasties. This Boston Celtics team, they usually don't do that. And I'm talking about, let's start from 1990 all the way to 2025. That's 35 years. When have we known Boston to go back to back in that time frame? Please, nobody, don't say 2008, because that's not what happened. That's not what happened. What happened was it was Lakers and Celtics in 2008. Right? Correct me if I'm wrong. And then it was Lakers and Magic. No. Yeah. Then it was Lakers and Magic. And then it was the Lakers and Celtics again. And that's when Kobe got his revenge from when he lost in 2008. But like, I say this to say Boston Celtics just winning back to back. We haven't seen that. We haven't seen some of y'all probably in the chat wasn't even alive when that happened. Boston winning back to back. That's why I never think about Boston Celtics winning back to back. That doesn't happen. And I also think they're not going to let them just run away too far from the Lakers when it comes to NBA championships. They still want to keep that thing close. And then you got people like me and you got people like the rest of y'all in the chat, you know, and everybody else that's not here, you know, that tends to notice the bullshit. I think these leagues know a lot of people's catching on. So if we was to have Lakers and Celtics, we will all know, okay, we definitely know that all this shit is fake. You know what that's about. Remember, rest in peace to David Stern. He's not alive no more. Right? That's not going to happen like that. They can't keep doing it. It's going to look so obvious. So they can't run with that. You guys understand where I'm coming from when I say this? That's the reason why it goes back to my question with the New York Knicks. New York Knicks to the finals, or do they blow it? Because something weird is going to happen. Are we counting out the Pacers? Are we counting out Cleveland Cavaliers? And I'm talking about the East when I say that. To me, I feel like the West is up for grabs, to be honest with you. I can see Ant-Man doing it. Probably losing, but depending on who's on the East, though, who goes to the championship. So y'all hear all these points I'm talking about. There's a lot of connections with a lot of these teams and a lot of these games, and you know, Knicks and Nuggets. Like I said, I just said that a couple of minutes ago. What I find interesting about that, we can also get Knicks versus Timberwolves. The Knicks head coach, wasn't he? No, I know he was a Chicago Bull coach, but was he ever a coach of the Timberwolves? Anybody, please let me know in the chat. Or am I bugging out? Let me know if he was the coach of the Timberwolves at one point. I could have sworn he was. Grotopia says, yes, he was, with Jimmy Butler. And then he says Karl Anthony Towns was traded from the Knicks. That's what I'm saying. So we can get that whole Karl Anthony Towns and Julius Randle and, you know what I'm saying? So, and then Tom, he was the coach of the Knicks. He was the coach of the Timberwolves. So there's a lot of connections with the Timberwolves versus the Knicks as well. There's some connections like I just explained, the funny connections with the Knicks and the Denver. You know what I mean? So those are two teams. OKC and the Knicks, I really don't see no interesting connection there. Right? What's the other team? Golden State Warriors and the Knicks. I think that will bring in a lot of money because why? California and New York. That right there would be a big deal. California and New York. It doesn't even matter what team from California it is, to be honest with you. It could have been the Sacramento Kings. It's still going to bring money if they win against New York, because it's still California versus New York. The tickets is going to be high as hell. Oh yeah, Steph. I'm saying this again. Steph Curry will never win a ring ever again. Today is May 8th. You got May 8th, 2025. You guys can hold this against me all you want. But I've been said that. I've said that after he won his last ring. You'll never see him win a ring ever again. Steph Curry will never win a ring ever again. I don't care what nobody says. I'm willing to bet anything. Steph Curry will never win a ring ever again. I'm saying that. So that whole Jimmy Butler hype, I never understood it. Because I never what the hell does playoff Jimmy even mean, y'all? I don't want you guys. If I was in the league, I would never want you guys to say playoff Bfyre if I never won. If I keep losing, why the fuck is you calling me playoff Jimmy?
Are you fucking serious?
No. All jokes aside, why would you call me something but I always come up short when I get there? That's not no flex. I don't understand why people think that's some flex. Playoff Jimmy. I know people probably call him that because it's... Bro, don't call me that if I keep losing every time I get there. That makes no sense. I'm going to take that as a disrespect. Granted, I know he went to the finals twice, right? Against the Lakers and then against the Nuggets. I understand that. But he lost. He lost both of them. And then not only that, all the other times he went to the playoffs, he came up short. What the fuck does playoff Jimmy mean?
Are you fucking serious?
And yes, what Lobo says, they don't want him to pass LeBron. He called him LeBron. LeBron. LeBron's not winning the championship ever again, too. Anybody that believes that, let me say this. If anybody believes LeBron James will win another NBA championship, listen, you must be bugging. Your mother and your father must be cousins. They must be something. What the fuck wrong with you? LeBron James will never win a championship ever again. First off, NBA said, we gave you... Do you understand, LeBron, what we let you do? We let you pass Kareem. Shut up. Shut up. Anybody that's real huge fans of Bron, shut up and enjoy that, because let's just keep it 100. The NBA is not going to let nobody pass that anytime soon, because if you guys go and look at the scoring, the all-time scoring, pay attention to the top 10, right? And also pay attention to the AKA Kevin Durant's, the Steph Curry's. You're talking about active players, right? That can be close to LeBron within points. They're not going to play as long as LeBron did. They're going to retire probably right after LeBron. So they're not going to pass him. And then what you got? Okay, Kareem, he can't play no more. Karl Malone, he don't play no more. Michael Jordan, he don't play no more. Right? Kobe Bryant, he's passed. He don't play no more. Think about the people that's behind LeBron. Nobody's going to pass LeBron. Nobody's going to let... The NBA is not going to let nobody pass LeBron for a very long time. So that's your 6 championships. Because the reason why I say 6, why do you say 6, Bfyre? Because people usually compare him to who? Y'all know who. I don't even got to say his name. So that's his 6 rings. LeBron, you are not lifting up another trophy ever again. That's how I feel. And when I saw Luka go there, I said, ain't no chance. No chance. Lobo says Boston versus Golden State or Minnesota. So I mean, Boston versus Golden State. What do you guys think about that? I'm trying to think of how interesting that would be. Okay, let me say this. I would like to see Boston, no lie, get their get back from a couple years ago. I would like to see that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I lost a total of $1,000 on Boston. I had Boston. I had some different tickets. You know, Boston winning the NBA Finals, right? I was making these bets around Boston, not before the Eastern Conference Championship. Before then, I was just laying Boston. You know, I was laying Boston. You know, 100 here, 150 here. You know, I made sure it was a total of 1,000. I have this thing about me. I like an even number with things, so it was a total of 1,000. Dead serious. That's how confident I was. Boston lost. I didn't hedge. I didn't do nothing. I can be honest and let you guys know I took a fucking L. I did. I want to see a get back. If Boston was to go back to the championship, then Golden State better go back to the championship. So as far as a Boston going to the championship, I would like to see that. So that's a good one. We got Truth. Truth is in the building. I saw somebody else come in the chat too that I ain't giving no shout out to. Hold on. Cannon. My man Cannon, he in the building. The Boston Minnesota is the Garnett connection. Yeah. That's another one too. Yeah. The only thing is we haven't been hearing too much of Cameron Garnett. You know, he hasn't been in the media too much. There was something. He had that situation with his girlfriend. I saw that a couple days ago. Yeah, that's what Grotapia talking about. So that could be something. Yeah, Lobo says it too. KG was just in the news too. So if we was to get Boston and Minnie, I'm not opposed to Boston going back. What it is what I'm trying to tell you guys is we just usually don't see Boston go back to back. That's what I mean when I say the things that I say about Boston. It's like we just don't see it. That's all. Could it happen? Could it finally happen? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm not opposed to fading Boston. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to fade Boston. Let me get that straight, y'all. It's not about that. But it just usually doesn't happen for them going back to back. That's all I'm saying. Which connects back to, once again, the New York Knicks. Are they going to blow it? Is this the typical New York Knicks that we always see? The Knicks and Timberwolves have the two coldest arenas. If that was to happen, I'm telling you, every game will sell out. Ant-Man. And you know what's so crazy? The NBA knows about all this negativity with Ant-Man. You guys know that, right? Don't think that they don't love it. New York, the NBA loves what's going on with Ant-Man. I'm dead serious. They love it. And they milking it. All the negativity that's going on with Ant-Man, and y'all know I'm talking about the whole situations that he has with women. Right? With the foul mouth, telling people SMD and all that. Yeah, he'll get a little fine or whatever, but listen, Ant-Man is becoming marketable. I've always said you have to be marketable, even if it's good or bad. You just don't got to get carried away. You know, you don't got to do like a Ja Morant type of thing, right? But if you are marketable and people still love you, and it's not like you're promoting violence, right? But you still a pain in the ass. They're still gonna. I'm telling you, it's worked for a lot of players. They actually like it. Ant-Man, whether it's manufactured or that's how he really feels, he's doing it the correct way. He's becoming marketable. Am I right, y'all? You see what I'm saying? Like, He's marketable. Let's not, whether you like him or not, whether you think basketball is real or whether you think basketball is fake, we watch it for entertainment, right? All of us have said that plenty of times. We watch it for entertainment. He's interesting. It is what it is. So I would like to see him in the finals, even if he loses the finals. I want to see him in the finals. I would like to see Knicks versus the Wolves. Knicks and Nuggets. Knicks, Nuggets, Knicks, Wolves. I would like to see, those are my two favorite. And yes, I put money on the Knicks to make it. I'm saying this, yes, I'm saying it live, so you guys can use it against me if it don't happen. I did put money on the Knicks to go to the NBA Finals.
Are you fucking serious?
See, the thing is, I'm working with plus money here. I'm working with plus money, and I'm in a good position because if you look at all the teams on the East that can make it to the championship, they all damn near plus money. Still, you can grab it right now if you want. If you feel Boston's gonna come back and do their thing, y'all better grab it right now. If you feel like Indiana's just gonna shut Cleveland out or just beat them, period. Do it. You can grab it right now. You think Cleveland's gonna do the comeback and shit? Grab it. I don't give a fuck. I don't care about how much money y'all betting, because we don't unit shame here. Whatever your pockets tell you, right? Grab it. Grab it. Just so you can see, yo, oh snap, this did happen. Try it. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and try it. Never know. Lobo says wrestling is usually connected to certain sports. Absolutely, it is. Absolutely. I think wrestling usually tells you what's gonna happen in other sports. We just gotta catch it. That ass. Anyone that watches wrestling, that's usually the key to what's gonna happen in other sports. Don't ask me what I mean by that, but it's usually always a connection. If you watch wrestling, even if you watch even the old wrestling from back then, it's usually always some type of a connection. It's just that sometimes it's hard to spot it, you know? But with social media being the way it is now, you know, you got the Twitters, the Facebooks, the Instagrams, the TikTok, the blah, blah, blah. Usually you can spot it. I just think the wrestlers from back then was more marketable, you know? But that's just me. Yes, they played last year in the second rounds. What are you talking about? Regarding the Knicks, there was a WWE segment where they had Brunson and Halliburton brawl in a ring a few months ago. Yes, I remember that one. They had to face-to-face with them. They had to face-to-face. I'm telling you, we need to see New York versus Indiana again. We need to see that. New York versus Indiana has always been great for the playoffs. Back then and right now. You got your man Halliburton looking like, not for nothing, you got him looking like Reggie Miller. Tell me I'm lying. NBA got this man looking like Reggie Miller and some shit. The shit with the Knicks. So are y'all talking about that commercial, that New York Knicks commercial, right? With the whole team, right? And they give what's his name? That's not there no more. They threw him the hat and shit, right? Something funny is gonna happen this year, bro. Something, and then not for nothing, anybody that has visited New York not too long ago or that lives here, y'all do know, what do I always say? Whenever a city is going through something, that's when a team usually wins or usually goes far. There's a lot going on in here in New York City. A lot of construction and a lot of money. Y'all know about the whole congestion pricing, right? Y'all don't find that funny how the Knicks is doing the same year this whole congestion pricing thing went up? I find that shit kind of weird. When the New York Liberty, yes, I had bet on them and I won. But the New York Liberty, when they had won, because they was another team, they was looking like New York Knicks 2.0, not for nothing. The Liberty was just like the Knicks, always failing, always coming up short. It was just that in the beginning they used to make it to the championship a lot in the 90s. The Liberty girls, right? But they finally won. And I find it ironic how the Knicks is playing. I can see why if the Knicks was to go far, but I just can't crown them with a ring. Why you think I'm stopping the bus at making it to the championship, not winning. If they win, so whatever. I don't care. Whatever. The Knicks won. Why couldn't the Knicks win when I believed sports was real? When they broke my heart as a kid in real time. I used to watch that in real time. Heartbroken. Listen, New York Knicks versus Indiana or the New York Knicks versus Chicago Bulls. It was always scary. I'm like you would have like butterflies when these games were happening. And then also New York Knicks versus Miami Heat. The New York Knicks went against those three teams in the playoffs. It was always scary. I know how this shit feels. I know how it goes. And once again, it's the second round. I told my coworker, I said, yo, he's a big Celtics fan. I said, so you think the NBA is just going to let the New York Knicks go to the second round again and blow it? Because now they got the Boston Celtics. Right? Anybody that knows their history knows New York Knicks blow it in the second round. So now you got the Boston Celtics in the second round? I think I told him, no, I didn't think I told him, but I told him, you better be careful. Don't be surprised if the Knicks do win. But, I mean, here we are, right? Right? Liberty, Lynx, Knicks, Wolves. If it does happen, you guys don't find that to be quite interesting? Shout out to Lobo on that one. I bet you a lot of people wouldn't catch that one, right? The only funny thing about that would be, does Ant-Man get a ring? Because I don't know. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know if I can root for the Knicks. I'm not going against them, y'all. I'm not saying that. But if we see the Knicks in the finals against the Timberwolves, they in trouble. The World Cup is going to be crazy next year. Yep, that's right, bro. You already know me. What I spoke about the World Cup in 2026, right there in Queens. I'm sorry, I take that back. Right there, it's the New York World Cup, but it's being held in MetLife. Right? But the whole New York is going to be, right there across the water. But it's going to be wicked. And it's funny that you talk about the World Cup because New York, there's going to be a stadium for New York's official soccer team that's being built right now, right next to Citi Field. Citi Field is where the Mets play. Right next to it, literally. You go outside of the Mets Stadium, and there's going to be a new stadium literally right next to it for the New York soccer team. Right around the time the World Cup here in New York is going to be a lot of money. They're going to need a lot of money. So don't be surprised if the Knicks was to at least go to the, at best, go to the NBA Finals. At best. That's what I want you guys to understand. Lorenzo says, Bfyre, could you answer my question about Madison Square Garden, please? What was the question? I don't think I heard the question about Madison Square Garden. I tell you this, they they're doing construction around Madison Square Garden, if that's what you want to know. Madison Square Garden, there was rumors that the Knicks was supposed to leave Madison Square Garden. They were supposed to rebuild the new a new not stadium, a new arena for the New York Knicks. You know about that, right? There's a lot of construction around. Anybody that lives in New York, go to 34th Street, right where the Knicks play. Right around the whole arena is construction. Y'all know how much money the construction is around 34th Street. Now it's in Madison Square Garden. They doing construction. I think I spoke about that in one of the lives. I don't know which live. Yeah, I spoke on that. I think I was talking about, when it came to the Knicks. I think last year. The Yankees just went to the World Series last year, too. Exactly. That's another one. You know, usually New York teams go to championships in bunches around the same time. You know, I'm not talking about no goddamn, I'm not talking about the Jets, though.
Are you fucking serious?
Bfyre, with you being from New York City, was MSG's first year in 1968? Please answer, because I'm trying to make a connection. You mean, well, see, here's the thing about that. Madison Square Garden originally wasn't over there in 34th Street. That's what a lot of people don't know, too. Madison Square Garden was originally on the west side, over there by the West Side Highway. That's where Madison Square Garden originally was. Then they moved it over to 34th Street. So it depends what you mean when you say that. You talking about the original MSG or the 34th Street MSG that we all know? I'm sorry, y'all. I'm my fault. So let me go back to what the fuck I was saying. My bad on that one.
Are you fucking serious?
I know y'all hear me now. I accidentally had myself muted, right? So Lobo said the Giants and the Yankees did so in the 2010s, right? So I said yes. And also the Yankees and the Giants did it around the same time in 2000, 2001-ish, some shit like that. Because remember, the Giants went against the Ravens in the Super Bowl, right? The Ravens won. But remember, that was around the same time that the Yankees were a dynasty, right? Tell me if I'm wrong. Come on, y'all. Come on now. Y'all know that. So, like, there's little connections that go on. So, y'all know what y'all saying. Y'all know what y'all saying. So, yeah. I noticed something. The Yankees and the Giants, especially in the 2000s, they tend to always go to the championship around the same time, within a couple of years of each other. Y'all ever noticed that? Yankees and the Giants. And the Yankees was kind of ass. And remember when the Giants, football Giants, made it the 2007 season? Yeah, the Yankees, they was alright, but they kind of took a back step, right? But 2010, 2011-ish, yeah, you're right. Yankees went to the World Series. The Giants won the Super Bowl. Same thing happened in early 2000, 2001, but the Giants lost. That's when your man Ray Lewis was gifted that nice championship. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, people gotta think about all these connections mean something. So when people say politics and sports don't go together, you are absolutely wrong. Politics go hand in hand with basketball. I mean, with sports in general. Yeah, we got to get those people. Yeah, we got to get those people back up. When I was muted, people probably thought it was a rap, but I'm gonna keep on talking, right? So I mean, what do you guys think is gonna happen though? Knicks to the finals, do Boston blow it? Right? Now, what if? Because this, if anything, this seems like it can go game 7, right? What if whoever goes to game, if this goes to game 7, whoever wins, do you think they're going to be quote unquote fatigued out? Got to remember that too. The Knicks went to game 7 last year against the Pacers and lost. You feel me? Now, the Knicks go to a game 7 again and happen to win. They got the Pacers, and I don't think the Knicks should be losing to no Pacers or the Cavaliers if they get past this round. That's my thing. There should be no reason that the Knicks lose. If you get past Boston, you shouldn't lose. So I just want all y'all fans out there to understand. I just need you to understand. Relax. That's a little nice politic connection right there. Donald Trump versus Kamala Harris, whatever y'all want to call her. Right? What do you mean? Trump, New York, Harris, Oakland / that's Golden State. Shout out to Low on that connection. So, I mean, let me ask y'all a question. If there's anybody that wants to rant about one of your teams, let me know. I'll drop the number. If anybody wants to rant about one of these teams that's left, though, real quick, let me know. Who wants to rant about their team? Do you think the New York Knicks is going to go to the championship? All jokes aside. For some reason, listen, if you up 2-0, there should be no reason why you don't make it to the championship. That's my thing, though. There should be no reason why the Knicks don't make it to the championship. I'm gonna fix up the title of the show right now. I'm here, y'all. There you go. Who's going to rant? Honestly, no. I need to see it to believe it. And you know it's so Lo, you know it's so crazy? That's the reason why I'm asking you guys this question. Because not for nothing, I kind of feel the same way. Like I just said, okay, yes, I put money on them. I did. To go to the final, to win the East. The reason why is because you have no excuse, right? Because let's go with the fact that the NBA is real, right? If it's real, you know I love saying that, right? If it's real basketball, real, like hear me, real basketball. If this is real basketball, there is no excuse at all I don't know what this is. Not sure about that. There should be no excuse in the world why the Knicks don't win. This is real, right? Come on now. Come on. I just need to know for all you guys, because I know there's a lot of nervous people out there. A lot of New York Knicks fans out there. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm not ready to see the Knicks raise a trophy. It just don't even look right. It doesn't happen. I don't know. Now tell me something. Shout out to everybody here. Let me see what Lorenzo said. I asked about. Oh, no. Don't delete it. Don't delete it. I was reading it. Shout out to my man Gord, too. I forgot to give my man Gord a shout out. He's in a building. Oh, okay. I was just checking on something. So, I mean, New York Knicks to the finals, man. Are we gonna see that? Yes, Mike. The numbers should be right there. And I need you to rant as to who do you think is gonna win the NBA finals and why? Cause I know you guys is chatting it, but sometimes it's easier for you guys to actually say it. And I have a couple of questions, to ask. Who do you think is gonna win out the East? Who do you think is gonna win out the West? Now, see, here's the thing about that. I don't know why calls. Okay, I need to know something. Is there anybody in the chat that is calling right now? Let me know. If that's you, 3934, right? It's ending in 3934. Let me know. Okay, I got you, Mike. I got you right now. Stay right there. I got you right now. Let me see something. Let me see if this works.
I'm sorry, the person you are trying to reach has a voicemail box that has not been set up yet. Please try.
Mike, hang up. Hang up. I'm gonna call. Yeah, I'm gonna call you.
Hello?
Mike.
Yep.
Yep. It's good. You hear me? You hear me good, right?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. My man Mike in the building. So what you got for me? Oh, listen, y'all. Yeah, this is my man Mike Lens. I told y'all we doing the calls now, right? I gotta put y'all in a hot seat. NBA Finals. Let me know right now. And you can only choose one East, one West. Let me know.
All right. So here's my opinion on it. I actually think New York is going, and they're gonna face Golden State. Here's why. At first I thought it would be Boston, Golden State, and then Tatum and Jalen and those boys get their revenge and stuff like that. But when you think about it, it was supposed to be the Lakers and Celtics, but everybody was. After the whole trade and everything, everybody was betting on Lakers and stuff like that. So that can't happen this year. I think that happens next year, Lakers and Celtics.
Lakers and Celtics?
So what would happen now? Yeah.
What? All right, go.
Lakers,
all right, hold on.
I'm going to get to it. Look,
okay. Now finish your thoughts. Go ahead.
So it's going to be, I believe Knicks get out this round and they beat the Pacers. The Pacers are going to sweep Cleveland. It's going to be Pacers, Knicks. And I think they get their revenge from last year, the Knicks, and they face Golden State. You do, and plus, like you said, New York and Cali, that brings money in instead of doing the Lakers again, because that would be predictable, like you said, this year. But that could happen next year, though. So instead of that, you do the Knicks and Warriors.
Knicks. Oh, damn, that's a. Okay, everybody in the chat, let me know how y'all feel about that. Okay, damn, where do I start? Knicks and Warriors. Okay, who wins?
All right.
This is when it gets spicy. You know why I say that? Because before you answer, once again, we already know how the Knicks can be, right? So we already know it's kind of hard to see them raise a trophy. So we understand that part. But we also have to hold on. Does anybody? I wonder if anyone hears him on the other side. Talk. Go ahead and talk, Mike.
Okay.
Okay, they do. No, they hear you. I just wanted to make sure. Okay, so the Knicks, you already know it's hard for them to raise a trophy, right? So it's kind of like, but I also said we will never see Steph Curry raise another trophy ever again. So with those two things being said, you're confident that it could be New York Knicks versus the Golden State Warriors?
Yes, I am confident, and it's like with the election, like someone pointed it out in the chat. I believe it was Lobo with Kamala representing Oakland, and then Trump representing New York. It's going to be the same deal here. Knicks will win, and plus the revenue and everything. I think the Knicks really actually need to win. It's been 25 years, and it's like you need a new team to win. If you have the Warriors win, it's too predictable, don't you think? With that matchup, so it's best if a new team wins, especially with the Knicks have not winning since like the 70s. It does make sense for business.
You said
purpose-wise.
Okay, so you said,
and you build a new star out of Brunson too. You build a new star out of Brunson and stuff like that.
So
you got to think about it. You can't just have the Warriors win. Again, you said Steph Curry can't pass LeBron, so it just works. It works. It makes sense. This is the perfect time for if the Knicks were going to win, it's the perfect time, and it makes sense, especially with the three. So.
Damn. So okay. So you.
But I could be wrong. But I just have that feeling. But if it's not that, my second matchup is for this year is Boston and Golden State. But I just think it's Knicks, Warriors, and then they do Lakers, Celtics.
Okay.
Next year.
So you know what? Let's move on to that next year that you said that too, right? And by the way, no, caller 5042. All right, I'm just gonna say the last four. Caller 5042. I see you. I'm gonna get you on the next call. So don't worry, I got you. Right? So yeah, Mike. So you're saying that the way it's looking right now for this year, that's the reason why you say the Lakers and the Celtics will be next year. So you're talking about
because of
Bron and Luka
betting
though,
and stuff like that. Yeah, because of the betting. Because if you think about it, it could have been this year the Lakers. It could have been this year Lakers and Celtics with the trade and everything. But I just from the NBA's viewpoint, I think it was just too predictable with the trade happening, with them signing Luka, them getting Luka and stuff like that. It's like everybody had a feeling that hey, they're just ready to put the backpack on this Lakers team and have them win another championship again. And it's like it was and then the Celtics running through the East. It was just too predictable at that moment of time. So they had to change the script there. I think it happens next year when people don't think it's because now at this point people are like, I don't think LeBron's winning another championship right now.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Yeah, that's what they're thinking. So, but they're gonna. I think this is where they catch us by surprise next year, after this year. So
are you
I think next year.
Are you saying that for the fact that they got Luka? Be honest. Be honest. Don't lie.
Okay, yeah, I can't lie. They put him there for a reason. They put him there for a reason, though. And another piece could be added. It's funny how you have Kyrie Irving in one of your sidelines to the game. Do they add him? That's what I'm thinking. They're gonna make moves. To keep LeBron there in LA. So I think they may have promised him something. And like you said, the Celtics can't go. They don't go back to the front. Especially in this time, they don't really go back to the finals and win, or they don't go back at all. They usually wait another year. So it's especially what happened in them on 08. They went and then they didn't go back. They went back the year after. I just think that's what's happening here. I don't believe. I believe they're going to make moves, especially LA side of things. They're going to make some moves, and I'm adamant that they do it next year.
You do know you said some crazy. You said so. You said the
It's
Knicks.
wild. I know it's wild,
Yeah,
but
the
I'm
Knicks.
telling you.
The Knicks raised the trophy this year, and then next year, you saying that we get a Lakers versus Celtics. You know, I think that's the NBA's regular matchup. You know, NBA history, the Lakers versus Celtics. We know that's the most
Yeah, of
popular
course, they
matchup.
love that matchup.
So
But they just can't do it this year. They just can't do it this. They got to do something else in replace of that to help bring revenue. Like, like you can do that with putting in the Knicks team in the finals, and then you have Warriors team who's won championships in the past decade. Like, it works. Both you still get that East and West feel of it. You're not getting that with Indiana. You're not getting that with Cleveland. I just don't. Those teams, there's no market not marketable. So you have to think about it. In replace of the Lakers and Celtics this year, I think it's Warriors Knicks. It's glaring to me. That's what it is. If you're looking at it from that standpoint.
Warriors Knicks, and the Knicks raised the trophy. So okay, all right. So everybody, basically, your man Jimmy Butler comes up as a loser once again.
Are you fucking serious?
Hey, I mean, that's his deal. Like you said, it clear. Like it's like the same situation that the DeMarcus Cousins situation where he went, but then he lost. He had to lose against the Toronto team. It's kind of like that situation. So it's like it's just that's what it is. Yeah, it is what it is.
Damn, that's some bold. That's some bold. Damn, Mike, that's some bold shit. So Knicks Warriors.
And you know
year,
what? LeBron wouldn't if it's Lakers and Celtics next year. LeBron wouldn't have to win that one. Like the Boston Celtics could win that that finals there because you got to remember the last time they faced each other, the Lakers won. Now who would win this matchup?
Yeah. So
Think about it. They can't. History can't repeat itself right there. I think the Celtics will win.
Wait. But what if they throw a wrench in there to the monkey instead of a banana to the monkey and say, oh, since everybody thinks that since the Lakers won the last one in 2010, the Celtics is gonna win this one. And we just have the Lakers win again. I'm not saying that's gonna happen, but you do know they kind of trick people. Because everybody
they do.
have that mindset.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, you do make a point there. Yeah.
Because we can also say it brings back to your man, Luka. Okay, so we just gonna have Luka come up as a failure. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to say is, Mike, you're not wrong, but I also kind of look at these type of things that what would it do for these players if they keep coming up short like that? Okay, we're gonna have Luka go to the finals once again and lose. So he's gonna be like another Jimmy Butler then type of shit, right?
Yeah, you do make a good point there. It doesn't build any credibility before. Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, it would make sense for Luka and LeBron to win there because Luka would need that one championship to put him right where he needs to be. Like especially where Giannis is at too. Like those overseas players. Yeah, you're right. You do make a good point. It will bring down his credibility.
But I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong. I'm just trying to think about how, because you already know. Let's just keep it 100. This whole sports thing is really controlled by betting. It just a lot of people don't want to admit that, but that's what it is. So it's like
that's what it is most likely. Yeah, it's mostly betting and the politics of it. Yeah.
So it's like, where does this, where does the money go? That's why this year is very interesting to me on who we have left. We don't have no Lakers left. Tell me another team. It could be you guys in the chat or Mike right here. You tell me what teams that are not here left in the playoffs that have a player with star power. I'm trying to think. Okay, Lakers, they're out. Who else we got? That's a star powered. I guess, so quote unquote, got some star power that's not playing. We can also say Dallas. We can say that because Anthony Davis, whatever, everybody has their opinions on him. But whatever, you got your Kyrie. They still was a team to watch. Who do we have? Okay, Anthony Edwards. But I don't think you think that the Timberwolves is an exciting team to play. That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah,
Or am I wrong?
Yeah, you're not wrong there. You're not wrong.
Oh, so
You're not wrong.
so you don't think that they're an exciting team to play? Break that down for me.
They're exciting team, but it's just the fact like what's carrying that franchise is the name, like Anthony Edwards himself. Like he doesn't. It's really all him. Like he's the only star player there. That's what it seems to me. But like the franchise itself, it's not that marketable. Like it would work to see it, like him being in the finals would be good. Like, but I don't. It's just I think where he plays for, it's like the Giannis thing. It's where he might have to move eventually if he doesn't get things done there. It's not gonna cut it.
It's not gonna cut it.
It's like him playing for Minnesota. Like it didn't work for Kevin Garnett, like, and he's done a lot for like he's played well for Minnesota, but eventually he had to move on to a marketable team, which was Boston. So I think the same thing happens there. I don't think I just believe the same thing happens there. I don't see him winning in Minnesota really.
Damn. Oh man, shout out to Mike on that call. Yo, Mike, do me a favor.
You gotta think about it. I think the history repeats itself there too, because if Kevin, he's a legend in the game. If Kevin Garnett couldn't do it, like he had a good roster behind him back then, like Sam Castle.
That's it.
He had Stephon Marbury. He had guys around. They had pieces, but they just couldn't get over the hump. They couldn't get past Spurs and Lakers and stuff like that. So I just think the same situation happens here. I think they're where they go in the pyramid is like it's the conference finals and that's it. Like going forward, and then eventually he's gonna have to one out.
There you go, y'all. Your man Mike. That's
all I gotta say.
That's how he.
Thanks for having me, B.
Yeah, of course, man. Of course, we gonna once again. That's what we gonna do. This is gonna be part of the show, the call-in show. And I tell people, speak your mind. If you got a rant on something, if you got a rant on the team, your favorite team or whatever, make sure you do it. Don't hold nothing back here. So yeah, good looks, Mike. Keep listening. We gonna get to that next caller. Yo, do you hear? Let me know something. When I drop the bombs, do you hear the bombs?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
All right, let me know what you hear now. Hold on. What did you hear?
No, we actually didn't hear it there. No.
Oh, okay, yeah, you didn't hear it. Okay. No, don't worry about it. It's something I gotta connect. But yeah, I just dropped the bomb for you and all that. But yeah, I'm gonna get to that next caller. But keep listening. We gonna hear what everybody else gotta say. My man Mike lands in the building. There you go. That's what Mike said. All right, so we got one person so far that feels is gonna be Knicks, Warriors, NBA Finals. The 2004/2005 NBA Finals will be the New York Knicks versus the Golden State Warriors. That's what one person said so far. Let's hear what the next person got to say. Now, 5042. I'm calling you right now. 50.
The wireless customer you are calling is not available.
He's not available right now. I just called you. I'm going to call back in a couple minutes. Hang up. Calling right now. I got to hear this. I know y'all hear me, right? Yeah. It's not me. It's not me, by the way, too. Oh, my God. I don't hear nothing. Bfyre. It's not me. There we go.
Hello?
Yo, now who do we got on the line and rigged, scripted, and fixed? Talk to me.
Hey, what's going on, man? It's Colton Alfredo. Originally from New York, live in Kentucky now.
Drop a bomb for that. He said,
yeah.
New York to Kentucky in the building. Now, I need to know and be honest. This NBA Finals, right? Before I ask who's gonna win, who do you think is deep down inside? Not what you think or what you see or whatever. Deep down with your gut, what you think the NBA Finals is gonna be? Talk to me.
Man, I gotta agree with the Warriors versus the Knicks. Originally, I was thinking Lakers, and I root against the Lakers because they traded off my boy Anthony Davis, UK player from Kentucky. When I look at the Knicks and I see names like Randall, that's Kentucky. That's a UK boy. So, to me, the Knicks encapsulate what I am as a human being.
Okay.
It's New York. It's Kentucky. Not only they got Randall, I think they got one more UK alumni on the team, right? RJ Barrett, was he Kentucky?
Yeah. Anybody? If anybody in the chat can I'm sorry, fact check that. Please let us know if that's true. But I think you might be right about that. So So you think it's a Kentucky New York thing?
Yeah, absolutely. Like it. I just recently moved to Kentucky. We closed the family pizza shop down. Shout out to my boy Vinny. But
RJ
when
was
I moved
Duke.
to Kentucky,
RJ was Duke.
I started. He was Duke. Okay.
Now go ahead.
But I started following UK basketball, and that got me into. You know what I mean? And the reason I think the Warriors is going so far is
be honest.
They always seem to have this playoff luck, man. In the playoffs, how often do the Warriors choke? Not often.
No, you're right. They lost twice in the finals, right? They lost to the Cavaliers and the Toronto Raptors, right?
Yeah, but they always seem to make it through the playoffs.
Okay. So you got the Warriors winning the chip, pretty much.
Pretty much. I hope not. I'm really rooting for the Knicks, man. But the Warriors
Okay. All right. So you do know what happens now that you said that, right? Because you guess what we're gonna hear now? We're gonna hear the Steph Curry is greater than who? You know who?
They're gonna say he's better than LeBron.
Oh my God. Okay. Why are people going to say that? For the fact that Steph Curry will now have 5 rings, LeBron will have 4, right? Now,
yeah, he's gonna have more rings than LeBron, and he's a greater role model to the children. He doesn't do the deals with China and.
Damn. Wow. That okay.
And then it brings up the argument of Curry Jordan. He winds up being in like that talk that we all have. Who's better, LeBron or Jordan? But Curry's name is going to be up there.
Ooh, that's some interesting shit that you just said. I ain't never gonna lie, yo. I have some thoughts on that. Who's the NBA's golden child? I mean, people in the chat, you guys can say it, or when you call up, and I'm also gonna ask you, like, who do you really think is the NBA golden child? Some people would say Steph. Some people would say LeBron. Me personally, I do think the NBA's golden child is still LeBron until he retires. So
it's definitely it's LeBron. They do all the marketing deals, everything with, Space Jam.
Yeah. Okay. So anybody who's been the NBA, anyone who's been the face of the league, let's just say that. I don't remember anybody winning more rings than the face at a particular time. I could be wrong, but okay, I'm thinking about Jordan. When Jordan became the face, nobody was allowed to win more than him when he was still active, right? Who was the next face? Me, I still say LeBron was the next face after. It wasn't Kobe.
I think Kobe had a period. I still think Kobe was a face between
what year was
Jordan and LeBron.
Give me the year gap. After Jordan was done, what was Kobe's face year? From 2000 and what to 2000 and what?
I would probably say like what 02 to like 05 or 06, right?
But why did he win a championship in but why did he go? He went to 3 straight championships in 08, 09, and 2010. Was LeBron the new face? You see what I'm saying?
I do see what you. Yeah. I understand.
It's kind of. No, I'm not saying you're wrong, but it would be hard to see Steph Curry be allowed to get 5 rings. Now, once again, people, it can happen because LeBron's not in the playoffs right now. We all know that he's eliminated. Steph is still there, even though AKA he's injured, right? But I don't see the NBA doing that unless they got something special in store for LeBron. And Steph Curry's he's just gonna come crashing down after he wins 5. Because the only reason why I can see them let the Warriors get a championship is because they feel sorry for your man Jimmy Butler.
Are you fucking serious?
Hey, Jimmy Butler, he's a sad story. It reminds me of my boy Vinny, who I shouted out earlier. I'm getting another call, but before I hop off, I am going to say New York Knicks, Golden State Warriors in the finals. Shout out to my boy Vinny. My boy Vinny, he's a big New York Knicks fan. He's got osteoporosis and cirrhosis of the liver. He's in a wheelchair. He drank too much, you know.
Shout out to Vinny. I'm gonna drop a bomb for him. You probably won't hear the bomb, but I'm gonna drop a bomb.
Yeah, drop the bomb for Vinny Fettuccine.
I just dropped that bomb. Yep.
I appreciate you, my guy. Long-time viewer, first-time caller.
All love.
Hope your day goes well. Hope everybody in the chat's day goes well. Prayers for Vinny. Love you guys. Can't wait to see what the next caller says.
Shit. Appreciate you, man. All love.
Yes, sir. Have a good one.
Well, there you go, y'all. Listen, we got 2 people that said Knicks. Is it going to be Knicks versus Warriors? I need to know, y'all.
Are you fucking serious?
I'm not going to lie to you. Personally, I feel like this is what people believe. Am I rocking with that finals thing? That finals? As I said, that's not my pick. But if you want to talk about straight money for the states, each state, New York versus Golden State does make sense when it comes to that money, right? Even though what is it, the Olympics, right? The next Olympics or something, right? Even though that's going to be in LA, right? It still affects the whole state as a whole. Duh, we all know that. It's going to affect the whole state. Golden State's the only team that's left, right? More money, more revenue, right? New York, we already know the situation here in New York with a lot of shit they're doing with the whole congestion thing and the changes that they're going through here, which is going to take a lot of money. So New York versus Golden State, all right. But do you guys really think that's going to happen? Like, once again, like I told them, unless they just want to give Jimmy Butler his ring finally. But I just think Jimmy Butler is going to be one of those guys that, you know, those what ifs. Because you got to think about it. There's been a lot of greats that were what ifs. I mean, come on, Charles Barkley didn't win no ring. Patrick Ewing didn't win no ring. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole bunch of great guys who never won no ring that you just can't discount, right? Right? Tracy McGrady was a great, didn't win no ring. Right? Vince Carter was because Vince Carter, he hopped on a lot of teams at the ending of his career. But no, Vince Carter didn't win no ring, right? Who else? You know what I'm saying? Shit, Allen Iverson ain't win no ring. It's a lot of guys that we talk about that didn't win no ring. Right? Who's to say Jimmy Butler won't be one of those? Even though I never looked at him as an A option. OKC can still go to the finals. That's what my man Native Baltimore in the building. He was in, right? Native Baltimore. Oh, he's been quiet for a while. My man Repeat. I see you, Repeat. Yeah. Repeat late, but he's still here. Right? I mean, this is, bro, everybody ain't gonna win. So that's what I need you guys to understand. Everybody ain't gonna win. But hey, we gonna see what happens. I would like to see what happens tonight. Let me see. Because Golden State, the way they got out of that was kind of suspect to me. When the way they won that game. So I need to know. People. I need to know. And yo, yeah, man, you guys came with some. I do want to do a segment though, right? What we have to start doing on this show is a segment called "Call In and Tell Me Why You Mad." Anything that you feel about a certain play, a certain player, a certain game, but only call when you are in a bad mood from that game or you feel some way about that game. It's going to be a little segment called Tell Me Why You Mad. And you have to call in and explain why you so sick of this player, this team, this referee, this league, this commissioner, this whatever, the betting. Tell me why you mad. I need to know. Right? But before we get out, people, I want you guys to understand. We can't get too happy because it's still the New York Knicks. And you know what happens. Like I said last year, they always tend to fuck up.
Are you fucking serious?
So, tell me something. OKC might be in the wild card. I don't know. But it's obvious. I just don't. It's obvious what's his name is going to get the MVP. Not Jokic, but your man from OKC is going to get it. So I'm interested to see how this matchup goes. Does Jokic get to go far because your man from OKC gets the MVP? Because that's that NFL shit. You guys know that. There's plenty of lives that we done did. Whoever gets the MVP doesn't win the championship. The last person to do that was Patrick Mahomes when they went against the Eagles, 2 years ago or some shit like that? That's the last time that happened. And before that, it was Kurt Warner. And Kurt Warner, in 1999 type shit. That usually don't happen. So you already know, whoever gets the MVP doesn't win. Are we going to see something like that with this year with Denver and OKC? Because I think it was neck and neck with the MVP, right? So if your man Shai Alexander, he gets the MVP, does Jokic get to beat him? Got to think about that. So, if any news comes out tonight, we could do a random live tonight. I enjoyed myself with you guys. You know, it's been a long time. I'm back. I ain't going nowhere. I'm still in here like swimwear. You know, B. James, spitting flames. Ain't shit gonna change. And, like I said, this is going to be the new addition to the show. We are going to go live and people can call in. You can rant, tell us why you mad. If you guys are interested in a panel, see, I don't mind doing that. It's just some people don't want to cam up, or some people are nervous, or whatever it is. We can also do a segment with that as well. You know, and I'm proud of the whole Rig Scripted and Fixed community, because more and more people are starting to see what's going on in sports. I'm proud of it. I feel good. I hate to be a I told you so type of guy. We have you guys here in the chat. I'm pretty sure you tell your friends and your people I told you so. I like where it's going. So, I'm going to leave it off with this. New York Knicks. Anybody that's cheering for the New York Knicks, my fellow New Yorkers, you got to be careful. You have to be careful. Sooner or later, they gonna fuck up.
Are you fucking serious?
Is it rigged? Is it scripted? Is it fixed? I don't know. You tell me. I'm out.